आज हम जो शुरुआत करेंगे जिस फिल्म से, उसके इस साल 35 इयर्स कंप्लीट हो रहे हैं, और मैं उस फिल्म को एक फिल्म के साथ कंपेयर करूंगा, एंड दैट इज द बिकॉज ऑफ द ईगरनेस, द एंटायर द यूफोरिया रिलेटेड टू दैट फिल्म, एंड दैट इज बाहुबली 2. एंड द सिंपल रीजन, बिकॉज इसके पहले इस तरह की कोई भी फिल्म नहीं आई थी. जब से वो फिल्म बनने लगी, इट वॉज इन न्यूज़. 1 साल 2 साल पीपल विल बीन आस्किंग ऑल द सिनेमा गोयर, मतलब हॉल्स में, कि ये पिक्चर कब आ रही है. वीडियो कैसेट पार्लर पे जाके लोग पूछते थे ये पिक्चर कब आ रही है. टीनू आनंद सर से जितने भी इंटरव्यूज होते थे उसमें पूछा जाता था ये पिक्चर कब आ रही है. अमिताभ बच्चन सर से पूछा जाता था ये पिक्चर कब आ रही है, और अचानक से ये फिल्म रिलीज डे के पहले आ जाती है. इट ब्रेक्स ऑल द बॉक्स ऑफिस रिकॉर्ड्स, एंड दैट्स नन अदर देन शहंशाह.
Yes, I know Shahanshah has been very iconic. Let me tell you a small incident with my father. My father was a writer of Shahanshah and Kalia. And whenever he used to write his dialogues and narrate it to me in the night, कि ये तुम्हारा scene कल shoot करने वाला है, तो I always used to tell him that, Dad, these dialogues are Urdu heavy language. We have never learned that language. We are a college going, this is going to cater to all kinds of, all class of people, especially students. And they have never studied Urdu. And how are they going to understand the flowery language that you use? So he had a very good answer for me. He said, बेटे, जंगल का राजा कौन है? तुम्हारे का लायन. तुम्हारे पास एक्टर कौन है? मैंने कहा अमिताभ बच्चन. तो उन्होंने कहा फिर अमिताभ बच्चन जो लायन है उसको घास फूस मत दो, वीगन डिशेस मत देना, उसको दो मटन खाने के लिए, वो मांस खाता है. तो मेरे डायलॉग्स जो हैं वो मांस वाले हैं. रिश्ते में तो हम सबके बाप होते हैं. नाम है शहंशाह. डैड ने कहा बेटा मैं बहुत एक्टरों के साथ में काम कर चुका हूँ, उनके डायलॉग लिख चुका हूँ, लेकिन ये डायलॉग किसी के मुंह से अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. ये सिर्फ अमिताभ बच्चन जब कहेगा तो दिस विल बिकम द डायलॉग. एंड ट्रू इनफ, मेनी इयर्स लेटर हिज नेम became associated with Shahanshah. Today he is not known as Amitabh Bachchan, he is known as Shahanshah. That was my father. Then the other line he wrote was very, very interesting, which even today, people standing in long queues, they narrate this line. Because if you break the queue and you come in front, and you, उसको टोकते हैं आप कि आप लाइन में नहीं है, इसे हम जहाँ खड़े हो जाते हैं, लाइन वहीं से शुरू होती है. So these are two iconic dialogues associated with Amitabh, with my father. And Amitabh till today, whenever we have a conversation, he always says, Tinu, 35 years?
Yes, 35.
35 years ago कोई कह सकता था कि ये डायलॉग आज भी बोले जाएंगे. तो that was शहंशाह.
तो सर शुरुआत से शुरू करते हैं. शहंशाह की जो कास्टिंग हुई थी, मैंने कहीं पढ़ा था कि अमित जी वॉज नॉट देयर इन द फिल्म इनिशियली, इट वॉज जैकी श्रॉफ. कितना सच्चाई है इसके पीछे?
Not true, not true. You see, when we signed Amitabh, and we were going to I think Ooty via Bangalore, and Amitabh was already shooting in Mysore, and he got injured there. He had asked me to come one day before the shooting schedule, and my unit was all ready with their tickets, with their advances paid for a 10-day shooting schedule in Ooty. But Amitabh calling me to Mysore and then saying that you come one day early, I hope everything is all right. When I reached Mysore, in Mysore I was told by the Manmohan Desai unit that he's got injured and he's been taken to Bangalore for a checkup. He's asked you to come to Bangalore. So now I have to make my way back to Bangalore. But this time I was on tenterhooks. Accident. How ill is he? Is he going to be well for my schedule? My schedule was more important than.
So honest.
So I reached there and I was told to wait in the hotel because Amitabh was expected to come to the hotel. I kept waiting and I went to the washroom about 3-4 times. That's my weakness. Or anything that troubles me, I rush to the washroom. And then finally when he arrived, he knew the kind of jittery person I was. I said, Tinu, just sit down, please. Before you fall, I've got bad news for you. So I said, what is it? He says, cancel your schedule. What I've been told is, I've got something called myasthenia gravis. I'd never heard of this myasthenia gravis. एक और दुश्मन खड़ा हो गया था. So he says it's a disease of the muscles. And during the shoot, when I was taking a sip of water, it got stuck in my throat because the message to my brains did not go that you have to swallow it. So it got stuck. And I nearly died suffocating on it. I've been asked to go to Bombay. I've been asked to go for a complete checkup and complete rest. And the doctors have warned me that I might never be able to work again. I collapsed, I think. He had to ask for an ambulance because my entire unit was ready to come. So much money had been spent. Anyway, that is fate. And I came to Bombay, kept standing outside Breach Candy Hospital. And finally, on Sunday, Mr. Khalid Muhammad wrote that he had a meeting with Amitabh, and Amitabh had said that, sorry, I have to give up on acting. So Shahanshah was dropped. With thousands and lakhs of rupees already spent on the unit, on the air tickets, on everything. And then came the creditors knocking on my door, asking for their money back. And millions at that time for me was an impossible amount to return. And that's when our hunt for an actor who would replace Amitabh. Of course, there was no replacement. When you name Jackie Shroff, don't forget about Jitendra also. We went to Jitendra also. Can you imagine? From where to where? But we had to do something. We had to make Shahanshah. We got tired because it took us 1 year. First, Jackie said, yeah, sure. He enjoyed the publicity that he replaces Amitabh Bachchan in Shahanshah. He signed 3, 4, 5 more films because of that. Jitendra sort of said that, I don't think I can fit into Amitabh Bachchan's shoes. Now, of course, that was a great help, but no help to us because we were still at zero. 1 year of poverty, I'll say, really, literally. I had started to make ad films, commercials, and I had been contacted by Bhargava Saab in Gurgaon. He was starting a new factory. It's a merger between the Maruti and Suzuki. So I went for that. I was given 10 films. And during the shooting, I was given another film where a gypsy was specially flown from Japan and was given to me to make a commercial. He was so impressed with me. Now, one day on my way back from the shoot at Gurgaon, I passed by a road and I had met Amitabh Bachchan somewhere here only. So I started looking for their house at Gulmohar in Delhi. And I stopped outside their house. There was a guard, obviously, security. And I asked about Amitabh and he said, nahi saab abhi tak nahi hai, aaye hain Delhi. Chote saab hai. Chote saab nahi, bade saab hai. That is... Bunty was there, Bunty Bachchan. Bunty greeted me the way he always greeted me. He embraced me. I said, how are you, Tino? I said, you are asking me this? This is what I've gone through since the last 1 year. Just because Amitabh announced in a Sunday paper that he was not going to do any more films. Shahenshah, he had not started, so the question didn't arise. I said, do you know what that meant for me? People banging on my doors asking for their money back. And you say that Shahenshah was not started. Now I can give you an account of the money spent. He said, no, don't do that. I'm really sorry. Now this is, being a gentleman and coming from a great family. And he said, Tinu, let me assure you, when Da comes back from his treatment abroad, he will finish the films that are lying unfinished. There were 2 films. And if he is able to finish those 2 films, then I promise you, Da will do your Shahenshah.
Radio Nasha.